Hello and welcome to another video of World of Warships with RunGB. This time we are going to take a look at the Ishizuchi, which is the tier 4 premium Japanese battleship. It's currently up in a bundle and well, it's been in the premium shop for a very long time. Now, again, whatever you decide about this ship, whether you want to buy it or not, is up to you. I think premium ships are expensive in general. Um, but well, if you have one, or if you are planning to get one, or if you are facing one, you will want to see how this thing plays, because it's a rare ship. You don't see it a lot, and that's because I think most people don't understand this ship. Now, this theoretically is a Japanese tier 4 battleship, but it's not. This is a battle cruiser. I think this is actually the only and true battle cruiser so far in World Warships. Because you have the Congo at tier 5, but that one plays like a battleship. You have the Amagi at tier 8, but that also plays like a battleship. This actually is a battle cruiser. And what I mean by that is that it has not that really great armor. Actually, it's got decent armor for Japanese standards. It has the same armor than you will find in the Miyogi, for instance, or the First Hull Congo, which is not bad for tier 4, but has its limitations. Of course, if you open your broadside to an enemy battleship, you are going to die. The problem with this ship and why it's so underrated is the weapons. Now, it has 10 of them in 5 twin turrets. They are 12-inch guns, 305mm guns. Now, these guns don't have the penetration to deal with enemy battleships, especially so if the enemy battleship is an American one. The shots are going to bounce all day long. They have trouble even with Japanese battleships, with paper armor. This thing has an 8-inch belt, same as the Miyogi, same as the Congo, and these weapons have trouble penetrating those. However, the guns themselves, they are pretty accurate. They lack range, however. They have a top range of almost 13 kilometers, which is not enough to deal with enemy battleships. But they do have a pretty decent accuracy of 177 meters. These, I'm not going to say they are extremely accurate, but they are accurate enough. So, battlecruiser, what is a battlecruiser supposed to do, historically speaking? Historically speaking, battlecruisers were designed to destroy enemy cruisers. And this thing does very well. Again, it has 10 guns, 10 12-inch guns with a standard rate of fire of 2 shots per minute, and they have trouble with battleships, but they don't have trouble with cruisers. So it's very easy. Against cruisers, load AP. Against battleships, destroyers and carriers, load high explosive, and you will be golden. It also has a pretty nice secondary battery of 152mm weapons. Now, you are reading there they have a firing range of 4.2 kilometers. That's actually not true. That's because my captain has the the skill for secondary guns. But if you have a captain like this, which has the secondary guns unlocked, these things reach to hold on. These things reach to 4.2 kilometers. Seems not that good, but kind of makes a difference with destroyers who think themselves they are very smart and they are going to come for a very easy closing kill. So yeah, there's that. I mean, they are not extremely good. They are not Nagato kind, for instance, because the range is limited, but they add a lot to the overall protection of this ship. Ship is very weak to enemy aircraft. This is one of the very big weaknesses of this ship. Yeah, the anti-aircraft gunnery is going to achieve absolutely nothing. DPS is terrible, range is terrible. Yeah, against planes you are going to have to avoid because you are not going to kill any planes with this. Concealment is bad. I mean, with a ship with 13 kilometers of range, a surface detectability range of almost 17 kilometers is pretty terrible. you are going to be seen by everyone in the battlefield. But honestly, if you know how to handle the ship, it doesn't really matter. Um, the strength of this ship, other than the guns against cruisers and destroyers, is the maneuverability. It has a not that great ruddership time of 12 seconds. That's not really great. It's almost 13 actually, but it has a maximum speed of almost 28 knots, and this is extremely important. Low tier battles are always the same. Cruisers think they are invulnerable to enemy battleships. They chase you, they show you the broadside, they fire all the time HC without even bothering about return fire, because battleship gun dispersion is so bad. But this battleship's gun dispersion is not that bad. End result, cruisers are going to get destroyed by this thing. Also, it's 10 guns. It's not up to the Wyoming or Arkansas Vita levels. They have 12. But they are 10. And the central turret doesn't have those arcs of fire you would want, especially towards the front. But the rear turrets have extremely good arcs of fire, so you can fire at most things while heavily angled. And that's extremely important because you want to angle the ship against enemy battleships. So, again, this is not a battleship for newcomers. If you are new to the game, you don't know how to play your battleships, you don't know how to do well in them, don't get this thing. Because really it requires a skilled commander to do well in. You really need to know when to change ammos from AP to high explosive. You really need to know how to aim your guns. You really need to know how to angle your ship. And you really need to know how to avoid enemy torpedo bombers. that's a nightmare with this ship. But other than that, the ship is actually pretty good. I mean, for a skilled commander, one who knows how to drive battleships, I think this is actually the best tier 4 battleship. It's actually a battle cruiser, but whatever. The Arkansas has the same problem with the guns. They are 12 inches. They have trouble penetrating almost everything. They have 12 of them, but the ship is slow as heck. So, yeah, there's that. The Miyogi is as fast as this thing, has huge range, and it has 14-inch guns. But the accuracy is not that great. The range doesn't matter, because with that accuracy you are going to miss most shots. And it's only 6 of those 14-inch guns. Yeah, for what regards to tier 4 battleships, I think this one is the best for a skilled commander. If you don't know how to drive your battleships, skip this ship. It's really worthless. If you know how to drive them, however, you are going to have a ton of fun in this ship. And you are going to see that in a second. One last comment about the upgrades. You only have 2 upgrade slots. Pretty standard, my main battery modification 1 and damage control system modification 1. You want those. And this makes you a little more resistant to fire. Not a lot, but any little bit helps. And this helps with your guns not being destroyed. Also, it helps preventing detonations, which are not really common, but in a ship with this weak armor, you might want to have. Other than that, well, let's see this in action. So here we are, game start, we are already moving, and soon we are going to make our first contact. As you will see in the minimap, the range circle is not that big. The range of this ship is not great, but it's good enough. You are going to see here. First contact is an Omaha, maybe 18 kilometers, but he's moving closer, so yeah. Also, take a look at the turret configuration down in the bottom left. You can see how tightly angled I am, and all my guns can fire at that place. These ship turrets have pretty good angles, especially the fore and aft turrets. The mid one has pretty good traverses, but as you can see there, it's not as good. Still good enough. I'm very angled. Anyway, I'm waiting for a proper shot here. Open fire. And that oblivious Omaha is going to get a pretty nice wake-up call there. He's moving behind the island. I'm not going to be able to shoot at him anytime soon. So we have a Kuma there. Kuma is a very dangerous ship if you don't hit them hard from the very beginning of the battle. He's already been very hardly hit, but he's going to have a very rough time as well. Yep, back to port. Yeah, this thing is very good against enemy cruisers. They don't expect that from our battleship. Anyway, we have an Omaha to take care of. He's doubling back. He's going to hide behind the island again. Here I take aim. I'm hoping for my sails to go over that piece of the island. Sadly, they are not going to. They all hit the island. Oh well. Time to turn around. So I start pre-aiming my turrets. As you can see, they are already turning. Very important thing to do in a battleship. Pre-aim your turrets. As you can see here, I'm looking around, but that's with the right click mouse click clicked. While you have your right mouse clicked, right mouse button clicked, sorry, your turrets will turn towards the last place you were looking at. So you can use that. It's very similar to World of Tanks actually. In World of Tanks, if you right click wherever you are looking at, your turret won't turn. So turn complete, open fire, get another citadel, and back to port. So very promising start of the battle. Sadly, well, our team is not the best one. Well, yeah, we are in low tiers, what do you expect? There's a Clemson there. I am loading AP, but I'm looking and I see, well, I have a Clemson there. I have two battleships in front. Yeah, I'm going to change to high explosive. Again, against battleships with these guns, you are not going to penetrate unless you are practically on top of them. So it's high explosive versus them. Okay, Clayson is moving out of cover. Ooh, avoids those torpedoes, but a very tight margin. He kills our destroyer, but I kill him instead. However, we have lost a cruiser there as well. I don't know exactly what kills them, probably those Wyomings over there. And now we have a Congo, which is facing two Wyomings, and that's not really good. One of them is on fire, and it's already damaged, but I want to well, support them. Meanwhile, over there's a destroyer, or I already have my guns aimed here, so I'm going to open up. And get a pretty solid hit, set him on fire even more. He was already on fire, so he's now really burning with a passion. And I can see we have a destroyer down on our starboard side, but there are three cruisers there. And I'm betting, okay, three cruisers versus a single destroyer, a single spotted destroyer, well, yeah. The destroyer is going to die, right? Well, the destroyer kills one of the cruisers. I don't know what exactly those guys were doing, but whatever. Look again, I'm like, how is this possible? Anyway, I think that destroyer is dead, so I'm going to keep on supporting my Congo. Wyoming there, full health. The Congo is doing totally wrong, by the way. It's doing it really wrong. You don't want to go in a 1v1 versus a 12 this gun turret farm like the Wyoming at those ranges, because you are going to die. Wyoming is pretty much stopped. There you go, the Congo is almost dead. Well, he was almost stopped. He paid for it because I got a pretty solid salvo on him. And yeah, that Congo is not going to last a lot. Yeah, you don't want to do that with a Congo. The Congo has paper armor, come on. Thankfully, well, he gets a pretty nice hit on him before going down. He's, of course, gone down. So this is going to make my job a little bit easier. Wyoming is standing around. I put a pretty solid hit on him. He's on fire. I know he has used his repair ability and his damage control ability, so yeah, not not worried about that. He's not going to put that fire out anytime soon. He's turning around, but his turret turn time is really miserable, so he's going to take a long time before he can shoot at me again. So I open fire again, and down he goes. Meanwhile, that destroyer over there is still alive. I don't know what they are doing, but yeah. Tier Force, yeah. Also, our southern front has got totally mold, so I want to go south to, well, stop the ships that are going to obviously be coming north. Meanwhile, I'm going to keep a very close look at this because I'm not feeling confident anymore. I mean, that's a San Luis. There were two San Luises there. You would say that two San Luises versus a single spotted destroyer. Well, the destroyer would be destroyed. But yeah, took longer than anticipated, and that destroyer actually got, I think, two cruisers with him. So yeah, still I'm looking at it because I'm not feeling confident at all. Okay, that destroyer is down. Will those torpedoes connect? No, they won't. Okay, it's time to move south. I was keeping a close track on that because if that San Luis by any way would have derped out and died, you can't let a destroyer alone close to the capped circle because you're going to get capped. Kuma and Wyoming. We have a Wyoming and Furutaka and myself, so this should be easy. All that Wyoming has to do is to angle well, and we should be fine. However, low tier battleships don't know to do what is essential in any battleship, which is angling. That Wyoming is not going to angle, and that's going to cost him his ship. Eventually, because it's going to take a while, but yeah. In the meantime, well, the Wyoming is pretty much distracted, so I can safely take aim on him, open fire. Torpedoes from the enemy cruiser are coming, but they are from very long. Set him on fire. Not the best shot ever, to be honest. I probably miscalculated his speed. I thought he was a bit slower than what he actually was. And here I'm going to do the inverse mistake. He's slowed down, but I didn't notice. I thought he was still moving forward. A pretty solid pace, but no. And my salvo goes too far. Meanwhile, that Wyoming is showing his broadside, which is the last thing you want to do in a battleship versus another battleship. And soon enough, it's going to cost him. Now that battleship is starting to move backwards, so I account for that. Open fire. And no, I don't kill him. Not a very good hit there. 3 hits, but only 800 damage. That's not a lot, and that Wyoming is dead. Yeah. So here I have the choice to go through the passage on the western side or stay on the middle. I'm going to stay on the middle. Mostly because there's a cruiser there and I want to, of course, handle them. Okay, battleship is dead. Should have actually killed him, but that last shot was very unlucky. Only 800 damage on 3 hits. Meanwhile, Minikasi there. Well, that's a San Luis versus a Minikasi. A spot Minikasi. The Minikasi should have died. I mean, 90% of the time. Yeah, should, but won't. You will see in a second. So, torpedo bombers coming. That's my worst nightmare in this ship. AJ is atrocious, he's going to accomplish absolutely nothing, he's going to drop his torpedoes, but he's throwing them from my front, which is, well, thank you, man. I'm only going to eat 1 instead of eating 3 or 4, so great. I'm thankful he didn't turn the planes to a side and go for a broadside shot, but whatever. Suits me, so yeah. As you can see, I have already changed it from high explosive to AP. That's because that's a cruiser, and against cruisers you want to shoot AP. That's Akuma as well, very weak armor, so... And is pretty much stuck against the ground, so this is going to be a very easy shot. Now I'm going to make sure that all my shots go through and not hitting the island. Open fire. Sure enough, 5 hits, 1 0. He's pretty much a goner. But now I notice the St. Louis has been destroyed, and that Minekasi is capping. So, as much as I want to kill this dude, because I want to, I'm not greedy. He's down at 5,000 health. I still have a shot at him. He's moving slightly backwards, so I open fire. However, RNG is going to mess me up here and get another penetration, only 1 hit, whatever. That Furutaka there is more than capable enough to destroy him. So I leave the Kuma for the Furutaka to kill. I would love to kill him, but yeah, we simply don't have time. Fast I go back to the cap zone, and this is a very tense moment. If I get sunk here, we lose. It's as simple as that. And yeah, we are capping, but that's not enough because that cap is more advanced than our own, and the enemy still has a carrier with a lot of torpedo bombers. So again, it's very easy. If here I don't manage to stay alive, it's a lost battle. And with 4 kills and all the damage I have done, I simply don't want to die and lose. So I'm being extremely cautious here. I'm moving at top speed. I'm not maneuvering yet. I'm starting to maneuver a little bit here. Very minor corrections, very small adjustments. And that's because when you are traveling at almost 30 knots, even a very small adjustment will totally swerve the aim of a torpedo spread. Being very careful here. I'm guessing he's hiding behind that island to my right side, but I'm not sure, so I'm keeping my guns aimed mostly forward. I again maneuver a little bit to throw that off. That little maneuver saved me from hitting 2 torpedoes. I slow down as well, and they all miss. Now I know where the enemy destroyer is, but I have to come back to speed again. Ooh, this is a very nice shot. Open fire, this should hit. Only 4 hits. RNG, I hate you. Okay, I really have to get moving because that guy must be reloaded already. Minekasi has insane torpedo reload times. Okay, I don't see him, but I know where he is. 2 hits, he's on fire. But yeah, he has launched torpedoes, and I don't know how many of them I can avoid. I'm turning, of course, as I aim. Open fire. Ooh, I missed. Thankfully, I only took 2 torpedoes, enough to repair. Damage control will keep flooding away. I missed those shots because I was expecting him to continue his turn. He actually stopped turning, so he threw my aim off. And now he's going to hide behind that smoke before I can shoot again. No, I'm going to get one more shot. So take aim, open fire. Those should hit. Oh my gosh, RNG, I hate you so much. But well, yeah, we are free from being capped at the moment, and our cruiser is giving their carrier a very hard time. We should win this. I mean, and the worst thing possible I can do here is to turn around and try to chase that destroyer. I mean, we are going to lead in points in a very short time. Torpedoes coming, but well, yeah, those are not going to hit because they were thrown from far away. Well, yeah, it was very safe. I was feeling very confident here, saying no, he was very far away. I moved away, so those torpedoes will run off. But hey, they kept on coming. Whatever. The enemy carrier is dead. We are leading in points. I'm going to tell the cruiser to go cap because we have this. As long as I stay alive and the enemy destroyer doesn't cap, we are perfectly fine. Again, the worst thing possible I could do was to turn around and try to chase that guy. You don't want to be chasing a minicassette. You want the minicassette chasing you. Especially if you are in a fast ship as this. I mean, with an American destroyer, that would be American destroyer, American battleship. That would be very, very tough because the American battleships are very slow. But with this one is very fast. And now the enemy, I know he's again in the cap circle. Now that's a little bit of a problem because while you are capped, you are not adding points. And we are not capping yet, so they are adding points, we are not. We are 2 minutes and a half away from the end of the battle, so I really need to make sure this guy gets away from this cap zone. So I turn around. And sail directly into the cap zone. Of course, I'm going to keep doing small corrections of turn, not exactly zigzags, because with a battleship you can't zigzag. With those rudder shift times is almost impossible. But I'm going to do minor course corrections here and there to throw any torpedo aim off. I also use my repairability to bring my health up to maybe half. There you go, more torpedoes coming. So these ones I don't even need to avoid, but I'm going to still do a minor course correction. I see where they were coming from, and I'm guessing the guy is in that tunnel in front of me. That's important. When you see torpedoes, note where they are coming from and make a mental picture of where the destroyer might be. I'm betting it's going to be on that zone. We are not being capped anymore, so the guy is out of the capped circle. I really am sure he's in the straits, but turns out he's not going to be there. Okay. Again, not hard to make those torpedoes miss because I was making small corrections. I know he's on that side. There he is. They came. This is a pretty sad moment for me because I take pride of hitting these kind of shots. But I totally miscalculated the lead. The shots went behind. So yeah, I'm betting I have already another spread of torpedoes coming, so I'm going to turn. That also helps my aft turrets to be unmasked. There they are. They are not going to hit me at all. Open fire, those torpedoes won't hit either, and enemy ship sunk. And this is the result screen. So 5 kills, a lot of damage, pretty nice, rewarding money, pretty good XP. Again, the ship is good, it's really good. The problem is that you really need to be aware of what you need to do in each moment. With this ship, swapping ammunition between AP and HE all the time is very important, depending on what you are shooting at. Angling your ship is primordial because you have very weak armor. It's very fast, but doesn't have very good rudder shift time. So avoiding torpedoes is a little bit of a problem sometimes, and avoiding enemy planes is a terrible, terrible nightmare. But however, if you know how to use a battleship, this ship actually delivers, and delivers very, very good results. Yeah, I'm not going to say it's the best tier 4 battleship, but for an experienced driver, it might very well be. All I know is that I'm having a lot of fun with mine, so yeah, that's what matters. At any rate, I hope this video helped understanding the Ishizuchi better. As always, thank you very much for watching, guys, and see you later.